welcome to the Alvin High School Basketball Show. I'm Phil Jean along with Coach Christina Battle, and we're going to be discussing a little bit of basketball. We've got the turnovers, we've got the leftovers. Let's talk a little bit about, first of all, how was your Thanksgiving break?
It was really good. I was able to spend some time with some family and play a lot of basketball.
Okay, we're going to get into that basketball. Just tell us a little bit what you guys had this past week and how things kind of went.
We had Pasadena Memorial, and we also had Shadow Creek.
Okay, so those were district games, number 2 and 3, is that correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
All right, and what were some of the things that you liked in seeing how your team kind of performed during that time?
They were able to turn it on. Our kids are equipped with the ability to be able to play hard, and they were able to turn it on throughout break, which is extremely challenging.
All right, we are going to delve into the details a little bit closer when we get right back to this. We'll go to all the highlights and stay with us right after this. All right, welcome back. We're talking about some of the games that happened over the Thanksgiving break. Let's talk about first Pasadena Memorial, where you guys won 40-33. Just tell us a little bit about that game.
Our girls were able to really come out the gate playing aggressive. Hayden had an extremely good game defensively and offensively, and attacking the basket and spreading the floor and being the aggressor is, I really think, how we were able to pull out that win. You
guys had a lot of defensive pressure, causing 18 turnovers. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at some of these highlights and delve into the game a little deeper, shall we? All right, what are we seeing here?
Hayden had a shot attempt, was able to get a rebound from Kaylin, and was able to put it back up.
We're talking about Hayden Holloway, who had a solid game with 12 points in that one and 7 rebounds.
Yes, she is a beast. She is a force to be reckoned with. She is our aggressor down low, and she helps lead our team. Is also one of our captains.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next play then.
Here she is again in action, showing her defensive capability. We're able to get a block.
She's big in the middle. All right, let's take a look at that next play.
Right here you can see us set up in our press. Shay is at the top over there, able to get a turnover and convert it into some points.
Again, you caused 18 turnovers on the night.
Mm-hmm. And it all comes down to our press and having our hands up and being aggressive on defense. I think that the offense is going to come, but the defense is really going to set the tone to how the game is going to go.
All right, let's move forward here to the next play. So that was Hayden inside, missing a shot, getting the rebound, something that you guys you were out-rebounded in this game, but she then spots up in another clear spot, right?
And was able to get her shot off. That rebound came from Lacey Evans, so being able to help set her teammate up and get her with the outlet pass to get that shot off.
The kind of offense you'd like to see. Let's move on to the next play. What are we going to see here now?
We're coming down, Shay with the ball. She gets set a screen, comes off, sets up for a shot. Shay is very dangerous off the dribble with her pull-up shot. It's something she's been working on all summer, and you're gonna see a lot of that this season.
Do you like that, a player holding the ball, finding an open shot, or would you like to see a little bit more passing before a player takes that shot?
I like the kids to really set up in the offense. And what she was able to do is space the floor, and the kids were able to set a screen to create that movement, because sometimes the pass may not be there because the defense is being stagnant, so we got to get the defense to move to open things up. So it really just depends on the situation and how the team that we're playing's defense is set up.
All right, let's move forward in the game now. Let's take a look at this next play. So what do we got here?
You got a kick. Alexia's gonna hit to the post, flash downs, able to get the layup.
A little classic give and go.
Yes.
Gotta love it. And again, that's some of the execution you guys work in practice on some of these plays then, right?
Yes, passing and cutting is so simple, but it works every time. A lot of the things that we tell the kids is don't stand around, watch the basketball game. Get active, set a screen, cut, move, make things happen off the ball.
All right, let's move forward to the next one. What do we have here?
We have Hayden looking for a guard. Cantu, which is one of our sophomores, is able to catch it on the wing, use her triple threat and looked for the attack and was able to secure a bucket for us.
Solid game from Melanie Cantu. You mentioned that she's just a sophomore, correct? And she had 10 points in 20 minutes, so that's pretty impressive.
Yes, and she actually got moved up from JV to varsity. And ever since I met this kid during the summer when I came to take over this program, she's just been working hard. She comes from a family that is like doing everything in their power to get her in the gym and support her. And when we had some injuries in the season and made some changes with varsity, her name was brought up, and I thought it was a great decision, and she showed us that in that game.
All right, let's take a look at the next play.
We got Shay bringing up the ball, pull-up shot, and it hit.
So pretty impressive range there. You'd like to see that.
Yes, and oftentimes in the beginning of the game, shooting can be difficult. And later in the game, the kids are starting to, that confidence is building, they're able to knock them down. And that's a lot of what we're starting to see here in this part of the game.
All right. Well, let's take a look at the next play.
Yeah, more of a transition. Alexia is able to get that rebound and secure that three. This is getting down to the wire. We're close in the fourth. We really need to secure that lead to take the win home, so this is a big three for us.
Very nice to have the rebound just bounce out right there behind the three-point line, and you got the open three.
She's lucky moment right there.
All right, let's take a look, a little closer look here. Talk a little bit about the shot chart. Again, we talked a lot about the threes and some pretty good accuracy out there.
Yes, the threes really help, but also inside at the mid-range, if you take a look at that, we were able to be 1 for 1 on that left side, 2 for 6 on the right side, and 1 for 3 over there at the wing. We do a lot of mid-range shooting in practice, and it really executes into the game. And in the inside, you can see as well, we were able to pull out a lot of points.
Let's take a look at the Pasadena shot chart, and what do you see from there? What are the things that stick out to you here?
They only had 2 outside shots. Most of their points are inside. So being able to pack in the lane and be able to shut them down and contain them really helped us stay in the lead.
Is that something that you're going to see a lot of from teams? It seemed like they had the rebounding advantage that night, so you're going to obviously get kind of those numbers as well with rebounds and putbacks and whatnot. Are you anticipating those type of numbers? Just kind of with the size that you have on your team? And
yes, it is very much a challenge. We have 3, we call them bigs, post players that can play the 4-5 position, and we're playing a lot of teams in district that carry a lot of bigs that are able to play a lot of post work down there and rebound. So really pushing boxing out and pushing ourselves to be in a better position than them to get the rebounds. And that's something that is on our grow list to get better at. But that is a similar shot chart that you will see this season if we can lock in.
Now, you playing more man-to-man or zone defenses? Because obviously when you go to the zone defenses, it's a little bit harder to rebound as well.
Yes, we play a lot of man. We jump into zones here and there, more so when we play teams that don't shoot very well. We played a little bit of zone against Pasadena, but man was really able to stop them and shut them down a little bit more.
Okay, so final score again was 40-33. This is the first district win in quite a while, too, for Alvin High School. Is that correct?
Yes. First district win in 2 years.
So you got to be very ecstatic about that. Let's take a look at who the player of the game is, and we kind of mentioned her name a couple of times. Hayden Holloway, right? Great game. 12 points, 7 rebounds, 5 steals, and a block. I mean, what else would you want to say about her performance?
Great kid, like through and through, a leader for this team. Anything that needs to get done, she's one of those players that's like, yes, coach, I'll make sure it gets done. So always can count on her, and it shows on the court.
All right, awesome performance, great win, great first win in district.
Yes.
We've got another game to delve into a little bit deeper. We're going to do that right after this break. Okay, welcome back. We are going to be now delving into a opponent that is pretty formidable, Shadow Creek. So tell us a little bit about that game and how things kind of transpired.
Yes, Shadow Creek is a very athletic, well put together, skilled team. So we knew going into this game that we had to be prepared. We had to meet our mark, our targets, be tight on rotations, and run our offense. Not play their game, but play our game and slow it down. I think we were able to do that. The result was better than I anticipated. They really played hard.
Okay. We fell. We're going to take a look at exactly what happened in that game. Let's take a look at some of these plays and let's analyze exactly how it went down here. So this first play, let's see what's going on here.
They started off in a press, and we were able to discover very early that the backside of their press had some weaknesses, and Hayden was able to get our first bucket out of the game.
All right, so moving ahead, they were in that press again, right? So let's take a look at the next play. We're going to see more of the same about that press and being able to go over the top and break it, right?
Yep, and same thing here. Kendall is doing a very good job of looking up the floor and looking for opportunities. She's keeping an eye on Hayden and noticing that she's open out the gate and pulling the defense to make it open for her to get that open shot. So it really takes a team effort to be aware and be patient and not turn over the ball and find that open teammate.
You have to be happy to see that early on in the game. That's got to weaken a little bit the press as well, right?
Yes, and it gave us a lot of confidence going into the game and us to start that way.
Okay, let's move it forward a little bit more in the game now. What are we seeing here?
We got a sideline play. We have our freshman getting past the ball, approaching the three-point line, noticing that she's wide open, and knocking it down.
Very nice shot. And you guys were pretty impressive in this game. That was one of 8 threes on the night, was it not?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love that. All right, let's move forward to another highlight play.
Same thing now. They're set up in the press, but it's more of a half-court press. Shay kicks it to Hayden, gets it back. Now we're set into our offense. Kick to Cantu in the corner, kind of running into some trouble. Shay looks for her shot and finds it off the dribble and knocks it down once again.
One of those 8 threes knocked down on the night.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving forward, let's see the next play. What do we got on this one?
Now we're on our side, setting up in our offense. Kendall attacking, finding the open hole in the paint and knocking down that two-pointer.
So kind of using a back screen there, right? From Holloway on the top of.
Yes, and one thing I tell the kids is the play is one thing, but play basketball. So sometimes that screen may be at the elbow, sometimes it may be at the three-point. We really just want to anticipate the defense to catch them slipping. We don't want to be too readable, and that was a great read from Kendall and Hayden.
Very nice. All right, let's move forward to the next play. What do we got here?
We got Kendall here coming to the wing, finding her shot and knocking it down. We're now in the second portion of the game. Shadow Creek had an amazing shooting first half, and I told them to keep their confidence up, keep their head, and that our shots are going to fall, and they started to do so around this time of the game.
Yeah, you guys really outscored them in that second half, and on that second half it was kind of a rough first half, but it's good to see the kids not give up and continue to plunge forward and fight on, right?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at the next play. So again, one of 8 three-pointers there. That was impressive. All right, what are we seeing here?
Now
Looks like a fast break, right?
Yes, we're seeing a transition bucket. They're able to get the rebound, kick it out to Kendall, and Kendall doing what she does best, looking up the floor and looking for opportunities to hit her teammates. And that's Kaylin Griggs, another freshman playing post, knocking that down.
You gotta love seeing the freshmen and the young kids stepping up so early in the season.
Yes, right? Yes, and I saw it during the summer in strength and conditioning, and it's beautiful to see it come out in the season. They're fearless.
All right, let's skip ahead to the next play here. What do we got here?
We got Sienna Owens with the ball, kicking it to Cheyenne. Cheyenne looking. Kick to Kendall for a shot knockdown.
Again, 8 of 20 from 3, 40% shooting. You gotta love those numbers.
Yes.
All right, let's move forward to the next play. A little of inside-outside action there, right? You gotta like that again.
Yes, and Hayden is an assassin from that mid-range shot right there. So if you notice, the defense is kind of clashing on her, giving her opportunity for that wide open three in the corner.
Yeah, it looks like as well she made a quick adjustment on the pass because it looks like she's going to throw to the wing but spots the open in the corner, right?
Yes, and those were one of the adjustments that we had to make in the first half, faking a pass to make a pass. These kids are at Shadow Creek are very athletic, so you got to get them off their feet to create those open shot opportunities.
All right, let's move forward here. And we're going to take a look at the shot chart. Well, we talked about the three-point shooting. Amazing performance there. 40% overall from behind the arc. What else would you like to add on the shot chart? It's not very easy to say.
No, you're good. On the left side, we were able to make a lot of things happen. At the top of the key, 1 for 1. On the right side, 2 for 5. I would love to see more inside action, but we're working on it.
All right. Let's look at what Shadow Creek did.
And you'll see the complete opposite. They have, well, they also shot very well from the three-point line, but they're 7 for 10 under the basket on the right side, 6 for 12 on the left side. They got a lot of points inside.
All right, so let's take a look now at the final score. 60-47, they really dominated the first half, but you guys dominated kind of the second half. And just talk a little bit, I guess, the overall feeling from the girls, like, hey, we're able to compete, right?
Yes, so it took a lot of motivating them during halftime. It was their heads were down, and as a coaching staff, we literally told them that this is all those points that they scored in the first half, that we can do the same thing. It's a whole new game. That's one thing that we really read into our kids is that the second half is a whole new game, and they really approached that situation as that. And when teams are shooting that well, it can be extremely discouraging to the other opponent. But they came out, and I told them that our shots are going to fall, and they believed it, and they shot like it, and they were able to make it.
All right, let's take a look at the player of the game, and that was Kendall Jackson. She had a great game. Just talk a little bit about her, what she put out there.
Yes, Kendall was able to shoot for us very well. She got quite a few assists. She was able to kick the ball out down the floor, really breaking out of her shell. She's actually been out for a couple of games due to an ankle injury, so this was that breakout game for her to really showcase that she's back, and y'all got to put some respect on her name.
Yeah, 13 points, 3 of 6 from 3, 4 assists, 2 steals. That's filling up the stat sheet. You got to love it.
Yes.
We're going to come right back, and we're going to take a look at what you guys have coming up ahead, and we'll do that right after this. All right, welcome back. Well, we talked about a win and a loss, so let's take a look at what we have coming up ahead. You guys are going to be going on the road, right, to Georgetown. So let's take a look, if we can, get the schedule up and see what you guys have coming up. I know you said that you guys are traveling to Georgetown for a couple of tournament games. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we're going to Georgetown, going towards like the Austin area, a little bit past Round Rock. And we got quite a few games on the schedule. We're excited. This is an out-of-town tournament, so really giving our girls the opportunity to lock in and focus and hopefully bring home some wins.
How much do you like those out-of-town tournament games? Does it bring the team together just by being on the road together and just kind of a chemistry building just by doing that?
That is the goal. That is the goal. We put some team bonding things on the itinerary. We also put in some study hall on there because unfortunately they're missing a little bit of school. But we are trying to get them to bond. We have many different grade levels and build that sisterhood. It's hard from a coaching standpoint to do it because they kind of come together on their own. And we're seeing it form here and there, but it has been a challenge for us. So hopefully this tournament will be a great time for them to come together.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll be back here next week. We'll talk about that Pearland game. We'll talk a little bit about the tournament and anything else that you'll want to add. So you remember, Jacket Pride
never dies.
All right, we'll see you back next time.